Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Merry Christmas Eve. Happy holidays to everyone. This is our holiday edition with our coach. Yeah, our friend, our amazing author, pilot, coach. I can't even tell you all the names that he has for him. But Randy Swaim joining us again live here from Dallas, Texas, and helping you bring freedom to potential. How are you today on this holiday?
Good, my friend Jules, and always a pleasure to be here. And but doing good. Yeah,
Great.
it's a very good time. No two ways about.
And you're still working hard, whether it's Christmas Eve or not. Tell us a little bit about what you're up to and what's been going on in your life.
Well, the big thing right now is, and I think you know this already, but the Hollywood movie documentary that Hollywood has created for me is published, and I'm actually uh, awestruck and amazed by the comments that people, a few of the people that have watched it so far, either called me or texted me, and just the comments they had on it and everything. And so it's just amazing. I think it's going to get out there. I think it's going to be popular. Um, but it brings some very important aspects about, somebody's journey that a lot of people don't see today. And but also how you really get that effectively, and having the degree of leadership in it, and things of that nature. So it's doing that, and just um, again, things have slowed down just a little bit, because at the airport they're kind of taking the Hollywood time between Christmas and New Year's
Hmm.
sort of off. So I'm going to be writing my next blogs over the next few days, and I did get to get with my uh, uh, great grandkids 2 days ago, and had dinner and was able to see them, and I'll see them after Christmas also, because they're going to some family and stuff with that. But just the people that I love, the people that I care about, and just with what seems to be happening, and all that, and particularly with the movie documentary, and all that, I'm amazed about the positive impact, not just calling attention to myself, no, but just the positive impact it can have based on what people are experiencing who have watched it already. Um, so just a lot of that going on right now.
Oh, wow. And you continue to be here for the holidays and joining us and inspire and give us some wisdom for this, this time of year. What do you have in mind for us today? Are we talking leadership? Are we talking holiday, all the above? What's going on in your world?
Well, I tell you what I thought I would bring today is a little bit of things of people to be looking out for. Obviously, today and tomorrow it's going to be Christmas. Enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones, and all that. But after Christmas, guess what? It's starting to go towards the first of the new year, and you got to be thinking in strategic aspects of what you want to accomplish, what you want in your team to accomplish going into that new year, to have some aspects about that. And I just was going to bring in a couple of things on that sometimes people don't think about, and to be aware of, um, as you're putting that together for you and your team. So that's what I thought I'd bring today, is a little bit of that.
Well, all right. Well, we're ready for it and excited for you to be here and working hard on the holiday and to inspire us as usual. Go ahead, Randy.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's an honor to be here with you. It's an honor here to be with Podcast Business News Network, and all that. Honored to have some of the things out there that bring in benefits and stuff, and um, so that's good. But what I will say is that when you think about um, you know, getting your team ready to move into 2026 with a strategic vision in mind, with a strategic plan in mind, and things of that nature. One of the things that you want to be sort of thinking about, and I'll kind of bring out that, when you're talking about going into 2026, 26. If you think about it, and I think you're aware of this, Jill, but there's a lot of aspects about that, even internationally, that can be sort of struggles and challenging just a little bit. Um, Obviously, I bring this out when you're talking about your team and really creating synergy and a degree of oneness there. But if you think about it, one of the things out there that is coming up is is the idea of AI and what it's all doing. And one of the things that I kind of bring out to people is this aspect of it. I don't know, you've probably seen this, and many of the people that are hearing this have probably heard this. But if you look at a lot of people, and this is adults, but also some youth that are, you know, growing up more so and everything. How many times have you seen them walking along on a sidewalk or something like this, and they've got their phone here, and their entire focus is just looking at the phone and everything like that, and all that. Guess what? If somebody's sending you
Yeah.
one message, that
Mm-hmm.
can be beneficial, but when your entire focus is on that, and you have people sitting in a organizational area where they seem to be doing that mostly, you know, that may not be what you now. If your organization is such that a lot of that communication has to happen, okay, that can be beneficial. But to what extent are you crossing a line where it's not valuable anymore? Because here's the thing, if you're only going with that, what you're doing is you're having people that work for you and are your team members, you're having them shut their brains off and just go with what you said. And if all you're doing is, you know, passing texts or something to them, a lot of times what you're really doing and what they can kind of almost experience is the idea of, uh, this is kind of why this is kind of crazy. I mean, there's no working together on this, kind of thing, and that kind of thing. And so that can be, depending on how you're using it and all that, that can be a negative thing. And if that's where they're spending a lot of their time,
Mm-hmm.
that can be beneficial. The other aspect about this, and this kind of somewhat comes from a neuroscience awareness, but the other part of this too is if you look out there, there's a lot of aspects. I know in this country, there's a lot of aspects where people from outside this country are coming in and they're trying to raise focus on things like perhaps socialism or something like that. That is counter to what the country was founded on and what's been the benefit of this country for a couple of hundred years, kind of thing. And the bottom thing I'm just going to mention on that is don't just be focused on that stuff. Have clarity on the awareness, because if all they're doing is trying to get your total focus on this, because a lot of people in our world today, and I mean people that are trying to sell certain things, it's not, there's one aspect that is a dysfunctional aspect, and then I'll tell you what the really true aspect is, kind of thing. But the dysfunctional aspect, when you're trying to connect with people or trying to sell people or get them to choose what you're saying, kind of thing, um, on that. What a lot of people do is they try to say things very shortly that get you laughing or get you going, oh, okay, kind of thing like this, and then get you laughing. So what they're looking to do is make you completely dependent on them and their vision, their picture of this, and making you totally dependent on them so they can just dictate and stuff. The bottom line is that's the dysfunctional aspect of it. When you look at true selling and you look at the real professional selling, which is aligned with neuroscience awareness, what you're doing is you're connecting with people and you're getting them to present what they're wanting to achieve, what they're wanting to create, what they're wanting to grow. Uh, and what they're wanting their team to become. What's the results that they're trying to look for? And also, guess what? You can be asking some valid questions, not just dictating to them and telling them, da, 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 but asking them valid questions, which get them to sort of think about, yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, that's very aligned. Yeah. Or, you know what? That's a good point. I didn't think about that part of it. But you know what? With where we're trying to go on this, that can be tweaked just a little bit and all of that kind of stuff. And you got to realize that when you're talking about that sort of stuff in today's world, as you're looking forward to getting your team ready in 2026 to create the strategic vision, the strategic concept, the strategic planning that you're looking to do. If all you're doing is just trying to get everybody to just go, yeah, okay, okay, yeah, 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 and leave it at that and shut up and just let you dictate, that's not being professional and it's not being a leader. It's being a dictatorial control freak. And so it's just one aspect about this. Now, the company as an organization may have a certain goal that it wants to achieve, but how is the best way based on your people? What's the best way to accomplish that? That could be a little bit different based on the people that you have and what their expertise is and what their training and development has brought out in them, all of that. Sometimes that can be a slightly different approach and yet still get there and stuff like that. And so when you think about it, I just thought I would bring a little bit of that to it because a lot of people that are sort of dictatorial control freaks in our societies, even around the world and all, guess what? All they want to do is just get you capitulating to what they say, regardless. And they're not really building it. You know, if they're asking to find out what you are seeing in this and what, in your sales, what are you trying to achieve? A lot of times that can mean they need to tweak it a little bit and not do exactly what they were thinking, but they may decide to do that if they're actually doing it professionally. And so it's just something to think about when you're talking about this aspect. And there's certain neuroscience aspects that are aligned in that when you look at the processing in your brain and not just go into rote academic things, but also not just being focused on calling attention to myself just to do what I want, regardless of whether you like it or not. That's not what you're trying to accomplish. And it's just when you think about this, going through tomorrow is all about Christmas. It's all about, you know, expressing the love and sensing the love that you have for people on your team and people that you're connected with and all of that. No two ways about it. But as
Mhm.
you go forward in the next week or so, as you're getting ready for 2026, what do you need to be thinking about in terms of the vision for stepping into the new year? And it's, how you get there can be very dysfunctional, arrogant, narcissistic, or it can be something that's radically successful if you do it right. And
Yep.
you know, and that's a key aspect when you're talking about sales. It's not just about you trying to, you know, uh, you know, capture everybody into just giving you money and buying what you said that you want to give them kind of thing. It's not about that. It's about understanding what they're trying to do and how what you have fits into that. And if you do that and they are aware of that, then magical things can happen. And it's just something to think about relative to, you know, after you go through tomorrow where it's Christmas and you're loving your family, you're enjoying your people that you work with, and you're feeling that oneness as you celebrate Christmas and all it stands for and all that. But then as you go past that and you're getting ready for the new year, what's the vision that you really have for it, and how you anticipate doing it? Because guess what? You could be doing it very wrong in a way that's not really what you want, or it could be professionally accurate and satisfactory and bring in success that perhaps you and the people that you're talking to didn't even picture at the beginning because of the interaction, the oneness, the communication, the and um, the real vision on it. So it's just something to think about on that when you're looking at this as you're thinking about going into a new year kind of thing.
There's just so much happening in this world going on, and I don't even know what to say. I'm just moved.
Yeah.
It's just a great day.
You know
It's a
what?
great,
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll take that as a
yeah.
compliment. Thank you. But it is something that we got to think about, and that's one thing that when you talk about leaders, it's not just about dreaming up rote academic statements. That's not what it's about. It's about truly getting a sense of your team, your people, what you're trying to accomplish, what that truly looks like, and all that. And if you think about it, when you look at the aspect of, like I said, some of the stuff with AI, where it's putting a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff behind and
Oh
stuff,
yeah.
but also when you have a couple of of just a few of the people that are coming in from different areas, and their whole picture in their mind is, we want to take away what this
Mm-hmm.
country is, and we just want it to be like this. You know what? If that's what they're looking for, you don't want
Then
that. You know, if
no.
somebody's coming in to help you out, but they want to help you out by destroying what you're really doing and who you are,
Mm-hmm.
that's not good. And so it just having clarity on that when you're talking about going into a new year and how you're going to have vision for that and everything. It's just something to think about. And it's, like I said, it's very neuroscience related, and it's very related to strategic thinking and vision and planning. And how are you going to do that? What kind of plan are you going to put together so that you don't have to just capitulate to to those kind of things, but you can really grow and become and make something amazing happen in this. And so it's just a key aspect of this that that sometimes people don't think about when you're thinking about this, because at times people just think of, well, my whole job is to get them to say yes to me. Well, you know
No,
what?
I know.
No,
Yeah.
your whole job is to connect with them in such a way that they realize they can achieve what they're really looking for.
Yeah.
And and if that's the case, you don't have to convince them to join you. They may join you on their own if you
No.
do it right. And
Mm.
so it's just something to think about when you're talking about this aspect of the strategic sort of picture as you're looking at going into a new year and all of that. So it's just something simple for people to think about. And like I said, a lot of it's neuroscience based. If all you're thinking about is going to the habit pattern back here, then just going through some road academic, superficial, simplistic thing, and you're just doing that and nothing else, you're not really getting there. Because guess what? In a lot of the situations, the factors that are involved in the situations are slightly different.
Yeah.
And can you truly lead your team in such a way where you can gain the success without it being dysfunctional or anything like that? And so when you're talking about leading your team and generating your team's success, that doesn't happen just because you tell them to go do this. It
Yeah.
happens because you're growing them and you're growing with them, and and you have clarity on uh, on all the aspects of it. And so it's just something to think about, that sometimes people, and you see this in some people today, not everybody, but you see this in some people today in how they interact. And you need to make sure that you're doing it right rather than the sort of the narcissistic control freak aspect of it. It's not just about you convincing people to buy what you got. It's about helping them get a sense for, what
Yeah.
how it's going to be beneficial to what they're trying to accomplish, and and how it's going to be beneficial in their mind and in their vision, not just because you told them, and and letting them create that vision as it is, and see what happens. So it's just something to think about when you're thinking about moving into a new year. And one of the things you got to do is think about the strategic aspects um, and the vision clarity and all of that, but also doing it the right
Yep.
way so that true awareness can happen and the mental processing in the neuroscience can awaken it, not just because you told them what to do, not just because you said, hey, just do this, what I'm telling you. That's not what it's about. It's about really using that processing to really create the image, the picture, the clarity, and be able to make the choices which can get them to real success. And so it's just something to think about. Like I said, it's going through Christmas is an awesome day. Should be a time where you totally uh, celebrate and enjoy the time with your team and your family, or whatever people that you love or whatever, kind of thing. That's what that is. But then after that, when you're starting to move toward the first day of the new year, what is your strategy like? What do you think you need to be focused on for the new year? And so I just leave that with people just as something to think about.
Beautifully said. Thank you. But we still got a few more minutes left. And, um, just, off the topic in a sense of, any messages for everyone? This is a hard time of year for many people.
Yes, it is.
It's the end of the year, work wise, business wise, and rethinking wise, rebranding, reinventing, and, getting ready for a whole new fresh start, whether it's, work wise, family wise. Any advice you want to give to someone during this season?
Well, it's very aligned with kind of what I was just saying, because what I would say is that you're going into the new year in your family and all that kind of stuff. In one sense, what are you hoping can be different?
Yeah.
What are you hoping can be maybe better or improved going forward? And by the way, what kind of questions do you need to ask and have conversations with your family members or whatever to help generate the vision of what you want to do in the new year, and how you what do you want to achieve in the new year? And so the bottom line is it's not just about telling people, but it's about having those great conversations where, um, your wife may, say, well, I was thinking this or whatever. And you go, holy cow, you know what? Didn't think about that. That's a good point. Wow. You know what? That's even better for the kids. Yeah, kind of thing. And you just have a very unified discussion, and you gain some clarity in what you really want. And here's the thing, when you're talking about rising stars, when you're talking about your children
Yeah.
as they're coming up in school,
Yeah.
if you can help them catch the same mindset, the same thinking, the same vision, the same strategy, guess what? They're going to
Yeah.
grow up to be very successful adults. And so it's just a number of aspects that is good professionally, but it can also be good within your family too. And so it's just that's all a part of leadership. It's not just about dictating. It's about um, connecting in such a way uh, that is positive for everybody. And that's what I would say for what you just mentioned there.
Oh, My goodness. Well, thank you so much. And yeah, always amazing to chat with you, to talk to you, and just do want people to realize this movie's out, your book is out. How can we find all of that and get in touch with you, please?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll just share this very quickly with you that as you know from previous ones, the autobiography is actually on Amazon there. So you can go to Amazon and purchase my book of Bring Freedom to Potential. You can also go to my website and you'll see some aspects about that. But also, if you go down to the front page, bottom of the home page, it has my cell phone number and my email address, so somebody can contact me if they want, and that's good. And then what I'll also say is, I know that the Hollywood movie documentary that is posted now.
Yeah.
Basically, if somebody goes to my Facebook page and goes down there, what they'll see is several times where I put it on the post there, where it highlights the movie that is posted on YouTube, and basically the link is there. So if somebody clicks the link, it'll take it to the page there, and it'll say either buy or rent, kind of thing on, purchasing the movie and stuff. And it's good on that. And I will say this, that one of the things that we're looking at, in fact, some of the AEMG folks, the marketing folks, have mentioned this, and my colleague in Germany, we're looking at probably putting the link to the movie on my website. And so somebody could go to my website and probably see it and click on it, and it comes up and it has an image, but it says, I think it says buy or rent over here, so you can purchase it and watch it. And like I said, the people, some of my friends and people that I know that have watched it already just in the last week have made amazing comments on it. So I'm just humbled by that and appreciate that it seems to be bringing a real good positive benefit.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Randy. Always a pleasure. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. And we'll talk before the new year, right?
Okay, sounds good.
Right?
Well, Jill.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what's next week. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to you. And I hope you have an incredibly blessed time tomorrow. And it's always a pleasure talking with you. So we'll look forward to maybe getting together next week.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Randy. Enjoy. Bye, everyone.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind, like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind, like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.